Now streaming live. I might try real quick to see who's some Zoom user. Let me admit them and see who they are. April. Good morning. I'm Judge Person. Welcome. You're labeled Zoom user. Could you unmute for a minute and tell me your name?
Antonio Ubakis Marzan.
What is the last name?
Ubakis Marzan.
Thank you. Okay. That case just has been dismissed. It's going to be refiled. The way that they filed it was improperly done. The prosecutor has indicated that she will refile. So, Mr. Marzan. Yeah, I got it. What I want to do is just confirm your address. Because I need to confirm your address.
Yes, my honor. 1214 Emerald Gate Drive. Temple. And then 76502.
0.
And so 1214, what gate drive?
Emerald Gate Drive.
Emerald?
Yes, your honor.
EMRALD?
Yes, your honor.
Okay. All right. So you're 16 today. Your mom's here. I'm just letting you know I've signed this dismissal, but I do anticipate it coming back in. I can't remember the reason. They filed us tobacco. The complaint said that it's because you were under 18, but it needs to be 21. So it's a technical issue, but she's going to refile it. So I'm letting you go at this time, okay? But just keep an eye on the mail. If you haven't heard from us in the next 2 weeks, call and check on it because it will come after you, okay?
Yes, your honor.
All right. Good luck and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, and well, there was someone named April. She keeps disappearing. Hello, are you on screen? Texas Court Zoom us. Hi, can you unmute, ma'am, and just tell me your name? Texas Court.
It's Sheila Hollingsworth.
Gotcha. Okay, we'll be with you soon.
Okay.
I'm about to let a lot of people in. I couldn't identify you.
Oh.
And you're probably going to want to, whatever that background noise is, it'll help if you quiet it.
Okay.
But got your name down. Thank you. Tanya Cotton on screen. Could you tell me your name? Young man, can you tell me your name? On the Tanya Cotton call, what is your name, please, sir?
Caleb Corliss.
Corellis?
Corliss.
Corliss. So again, Mr. Corliss, I'm Judge Person. Good morning.
Good morning.
The case was filed as a possession of tobacco. And while that might or might not be an accurate charge, the complaint was improper because of alleged law that has changed. So it says on there, you had to be at least 18 and you actually have to be at least 21. I anticipate that's going to refile and the case will come back in about 2 weeks and we'll resummon you. So let me confirm your address.
Address.
Oh, shoot.
It's 5010 South Pea Ridge Road in Temple, 76502.
Okay. And the email that we used today is still a good email?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see you probably in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
I'm sorry, if you haven't
It's okay.
heard from us, just call and check in if you haven't heard from us, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye. No, I'm busy dealing with people who are unidentified. I'll let people in a moment. Just seeing if this. Hi, I just let you in and the screen name that you have is Adam. I don't know what file to pull. So as soon as audio is connected, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, just unmute so I can hear you and let me know the name.
Adam Plankenhorn.
Blankenhorn.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, we'll be with you shortly.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm going to change the name on the screen so I can keep track of it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, but it just takes time to solve these. And we'll be with you shortly.
Thank you so much.
And then, did you see that name? Hello, if you're on the phone, number ending in 104, 254, and then ... 104, could you please identify yourself? Yes,
Can you
could
hear
you
me?
tell me your name, please?
My name is Aiden Gillian.
Okay, Aiden Gillian, we're going to be with you shortly. You're on a phone call. You're going to really need to stay attentive to the conversation because I'm going to be talking to a number of people. And, I don't want you to miss your turn. Okay?
Okay.
So just pay attention because you're logging in on a phone. It's not as optimal, but it's definitely doable. So we'll be able to, we'll keep up with you, but you're just going to hear me talking to a lot of people for a while, okay? I'm Judge
Yes, ma'am, I'll be
Person. I'm Judge Person. Welcome to court. Phone number 5254 ending in 506. Can you speak up and tell me your name?
Gerald Genscher,
What's the last name?
Genchur, Genscher.
Okay. Oh, Mr. Genscher, that case has been dismissed. You're good to go with nothing further pending.
All right, well, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Probably taken too. I'm waiting. You'll hear me repeat myself a little bit this morning because I'm going to wait till everybody gets logged in. I want to welcome everyone to the Temple Municipal Court. If you'll please stay muted until it's your turn or I call on you, that's going to make things go more smoothly. If we unmute everybody, there's too many conflicting audio activities happening and it just doesn't work. So let me I'm going to also kind of give a brief 101, but I had a couple of people I wasn't able to identify, and I had let them in just to see who they were and if they were supposed to be in the right meeting. Monica Buckley, can you unmute and tell me, and get on screen if you're able, and tell me the name that I might have in my file.
You're gonna have Leilani Bordeaux. I'm her mother,
Oh, Lilani Bordeaux. Okay,
and she's here next to me.
great. We'll be with you shortly.
Okay.
Change the name on the screen so that I don't lose track of you.
Okay.
Okay. And then I had that one I got. That one I got. And I saw a name earlier, and I'm not sure if it's on there. But Robert Iblacas. Iblacas, are you there? I don't see him now, or that name on the screen. So I'm going to just keep going. So I'm Judge Person. Do welcome everybody to court this morning. When it's your turn, I'll ask you to unmute. Okay, so you will have an opportunity to speak. For the time, I'm going to ask you just to listen because you'll learn more just as you kind of watch what's happening in court this morning. And I'm going to make some announcements about how things move through a municipal court. And again, I'm Judge Person, and one of the persons in the gallery represents the state of Texas, known as the state's prosecutor. Her name is Amanda Rice. She's waving. Ms. Rice is the prosecutor in the cases on trial. You're most likely to meet her or talk to her in a breakout room for the pretrial docket, and that docket is happening this morning. And we have some people here on that docket. So I'll be moving you to that meeting in a moment. I want to let you know that when you're in a municipal court, when you get that ticket or you're sent a summons, those are all methods that we have under the law for accusing someone. That is what a ticket is. It's an accusation. And a plea is your answer or response to that accusation. There are three options for pleading. They are guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Now, we're all presumed not guilty until we enter a plea, and that can go whatever direction you take it. Guilty, not guilty, no contest. Guilty means I did this. Not guilty means I'm contesting this. And no contest means I'm not going to say yes or no. I just want to move forward with sentencing. So generally speaking, if you plead not guilty, you move to a pretrial docket. This court has the convenience of a Zoom pretrial, and then we have a live pretrial, and then we have trial, okay? Sometimes cases get resolved at this level. Sometimes they get resolved at the next level. Sometimes they go to trial and they will get resolved there if the other ways of doing that haven't been resolved, okay? Haven't led to resolution. So one way or another, okay? Resolve means heading to completion or completed. That can be a dismissal, that can be a compromise, that can be whatever, the options that are available, any of them. If you plead guilty, normally I'm going to move forward with sentencing right away. The general rule in Texas is you're found guilty, you owe the fines and costs. There are still 4 ways to get a dismissal, even if you've pled guilty or no contest. They are compliance dismissals, driver's safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court. Now, compliance dismissals are things that can be brought up to date and dismissed. It isn't everything that can be brought up to date, okay? For example, insurance that you get after the stop, generally speaking, doesn't cover an accident, isn't going to cover the stop. So state law doesn't recognize a compliance dismissal, okay? But registration is a recognized dismissal. However, caveat, you've got to be on time to court, to get that one. So there's about 14 of these. I don't expect everyone to know them. You're welcome to ask me about it, but I'm going to start looking for that dismissal automatically if I can find it, okay, for you. But you can ask. I'm just not going to wait for the question on that one. Driver safety dismissals happen by taking a driving course and getting your driving record. You have to qualify to be in that program. Part of that is being on time, okay? Part of that is having the correct type of license. Part of that is being prepared to show insurance. And part of that is paying your court costs. Let me talk a little bit about court costs and fines. When you come to court, when you ask about your ticket, you're given a number, okay? The costs and fines are. That's a whole number. But you can break that down a lot of ways, but you can break that down into a court cost and a fine. In the driver safety course option, you pay the court cost, the fine goes on hold. If you get your class and your record turned in, the fine gets dismissed, the ticket gets dismissed. It's cheaper than the ticket. It's cheaper than paying the whole ticket to take the class. You do have to take it at your own expense, and getting your driving record is less expensive and paying the court cost than paying the whole ticket. That's for a reason. Texas law is designed policy driven behind the idea that when people take that class, what we know is statistically, they drive better for a period of time. We can do that once a year. The year is a rolling year, okay? So every year you have that option if you get a ticket, but you do have to pay the court cost. So if you qualify, that'll be my first question is, hey, when can you pay those court costs? I'd like it to be today because that's the most efficient way, but we can work on that a little bit. I have some leeway there. The court costs are not cheap. They range from $144 to $169. And so sometimes we need to give you a little time, okay? So just be aware that I will try to work with you on it, but we'll be asking about that if you want to be in that program, okay? That's the second option, and you can expect that I'll walk you through it, but you're welcome to ask questions. The third way to gain a dismissal in a Class C court is to ask for and be granted a deferred disposition. Deferred means to make a delay. Disposition means to make a final finding. So we take your plea of guilty or no contest. You ask for the deferred. Let's assume that I grant it. I often will. And then we put an order in place that lists specific things that you need to do to gain a dismissal. That's going to include payment of the funds and costs, or however we sort that out. That's going to include potentially a class, a record. It's going to include keeping your address current, not getting arrested, not getting warrants. But at the end of your deferral, I don't have a, oh, there it is. That is about anywhere from 4 to 6 months. At the end of that deferral, if you've done everything listed in your document, you get a dismissal. So that's another way to get it. Now, the trick to that event is that you need to ask for the deferred when you enter a plea. So guilty or no contest, I'd like a deferred. That's what you would say, okay? And it's good to know how to get there, you know. And sometimes lawyers don't know this. In Class C courts, you can ask the judge for a deferred. You can ask the prosecutor for a deferred. In other types of courts, you must ask the prosecutor first. And for most of our cases, you don't have to. Now, the fourth way to gain a dismissal is if you qualify for teen court and you complete it. And teen court is for middle school and high school students. In most instances, I can grant that. So I'll be looking and checking school status for that reason, because it really is a way. It is less expensive, but the reason for that is if a parent just comes in and pays money, the student might learn something, but they might not. And that's depending on the parent to do the job, but they're not at home being disciplined. They're in court. So we're trying to move the responsibility. I'm assuming people discipline at home. And there's nothing we do here that prevents that. But what I'm saying is this is a justice system, not a parent discipline system. And so what we're doing at this point is trying to lay that responsibility on the young person instead of on the parent. Because 99% of the time, or more, the parent was not present. Okay. So I've got a few latecomers. One was a Zoom user. Could you, I'm going to ask you to unmute. You're maybe in a warehouse and you need to unmute and tell me your name. Yeah, you've got your headset on. What's your name?
Andy.
Say it again, please.
Andy
Andy, do you have a last name?
Arzola.
Okay. I have you here on the docket, but of course I can't pull the name of Zoom user, so I have to identify you. We'll be with you shortly.
Okay.
Maybe a while, but you need to stay attentive and listening, regardless of what you're doing, okay? When I call on you, it's going to be your turn. Kia and Neil, let me look and see. You were late. What happened that you got in so late?
She sent me the wrong Zoom thing.
Okay, well, I'm glad we got it sorted out. We'll be with you shortly, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to begin the pretrial docket, starting with Taylor Wade. And let me find Mr. Wade on my screen. Now, Mr. Wade, Miss Rice is going to be in the breakout room, and you'll actually receive an invitation, and you'll click over to that breakout room. And then when you're done having that conversation, y'all are going to click back over to this meeting, because until I excuse you, you're not done. And I will have some things I need to talk to you about. Okay. So we start with that meeting, and that invitation went through. And once you join, Miss Rice will join too. Everybody good? There he went. Ms. Rice, I think, is heading that way. And I'm going to start. Let me just pull that file. And I will begin with Yusuf Pai. If you'll unmute, Mr. Pai, let me get your file pulled up, okay? There it is. How are you today, Mr. Pai?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Okay, I have there was just some confusion, a few conflicting things in your file. So what I think, and I needed to confirm, you're wanting to contest your case and go to trial. You pled not guilty, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to ask the prosecutor, since you were scheduled for my docket and not hers, if she can at least have a preliminary conversation with you today. When she comes back in, I'll ask, and then we'll go from there. We're likely going to reschedule you, but I'll see if she can at least talk to you before you go today. How does that sound? How does that sound?
Sounds great, thank you.
Okay, let me just, I have a lot of moving parts this morning, which shouldn't worry anybody. I kind of like it. I like a lot of activity. Yeah, I don't know how he got scheduled for us. I just want to see if she'll help us out. Okay, so then I'm going to move forward for the time being. Let me, so I noted people as they came in, and I wrote it down. Preston A. Mathis.
I'm here.
Good morning. How are you today?
Fine.
Give me just a moment to pull your case up, okay? There we go. Okay, I did have, this is a case where we've already entered that plea, found you guilty, but we're trying to sort out a warrant that got issued. I believe we did not receive what we needed in order to credit your community service. So yes, I would like to get that back on track. The way that I'm seeing this, let me just go back to it. I still should give you a chance to try to do community service. But what happened that it didn't get done?
They said they had sent it to South 11th Street. They said they had been sending my mail to South 11th Street, but I never lived on South 11th Street. And she said that is when I talked to a lady, she said that explained everything because they were sending my mail back to y'all.
Okay, so
And I
here's
told her-
here's my question. Did you do the community service?
No, because I didn't know I had to do community service because she said she sent the letter to South 11th Street.
Okay, but you knew you had a case here, right?
Yes.
And you didn't check up on it. So I'm not trying to upset you, but I want to highlight you're gonna have to follow up, because if the mail goes haywire, and believe me, I'm seeing it happening sometimes with people, which is another reason why I'm kind of excited that we're allowed to use email. It's more efficient if we've got the right email, but you need to always check on it, because there are certain things we're not allowed to send through the email. Okay. Now, so if I make an order, you need to follow up and see what happened. Don't just drop it off and assume that we're going to come tap you on the shoulder, because you might miss the communication and the warrant doesn't go to the post office. It goes to you. So I'm going to start you over. Okay. Let's just start over and let's look at community service. And you're in Belton area, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so you can do it over here or over there. I allow community service at any nonprofit in the state of Texas, but just make sure it's a nonprofit. I have a list of places where you can do the work, and those are already pre-approved. But if you want to find something else, that's going to be my provision. And I'm actually going to put that in writing so that you know what you're being expected to do. I'm going to actually ask that you come over to the court and pick up your information, read it through, make sure you understand it, sign for it, and then you're good to go. The 21 hours to satisfy all of the money on this won't be due until February 10th. If you need more time, that's not a problem. I just want you to come in before or on your due date, or email and ask for an extension if you're not finished, sending me whatever you have. And that way I'll have a better understanding of what you need in order to accommodate getting this done. Okay. There's no reason to go to warrant. And this is for everyone. If you get a court order and then you find you can't do it, the tendency, and it's human nature, is to freeze. Okay. Or freeze and put our head in the sand. And it's not uncommon that people do that. Okay, so I'm not picking on any one person. We're all subject to this happening. And especially sometimes people sign up, for example, for a payment plan and they lose their job. Or they have community service, but they can't figure out where they're going to go. Or the place they want to go isn't particularly helpful for them, and they're not able to get in at that place. Call us. We'll try to troubleshoot it with you. And if you've got a deadline and you can't meet that deadline, come in and talk to us about it, because the longer past the deadline you get, the less options we have available. Okay. But Ms. Mathis, we have the full option available. Let's just start over. Okay. But I do want you to come in this morning to pick everything up. So what time will we be looking to see you at the front desk? It'll only take you about 10 minutes when you get here.
I can come at 10:30.
Okay, we'll have everything ready for you. We'll be
And
looking
which square I come to?
the same place you came before, the Temple Municipal Court at 401 North 3rd Street in Temple.
Okay.
Okay, and you know where that is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's where you came and dropped off all your papers.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'm gonna remove you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye. Okay, let's see. Mr. Pye's waiting on me to ask his price. Michael Johnson. Good morning. Can you unmute?
How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you, sir?
I'm doing just fine.
Let me get your file pulled up. It'll only take me a minute.
All right.
There you go. I did receive pleas on both cases. One was a no driver's license charge. One was a no insurance charge. And both allegation dates were November 6th. And these, I did also receive your financial information and your plea forms of guilty on both charges. Are you pleading guilty on both charges?
Yes, ma'am.
I have the ability, and I think the most appropriate order for me to make today on both of these charges is to order community service. And let me tell you how many hours that would be before I ask you if you want to do that. That would turn into 23 hours for both cases total. And the due date right now would be February 10th. Any problems with doing that?
You say February 5th. I have to have that done.
February 10th. And I'm going to give you the forms you need to fill out and the locations where you could go and the rules where you that you need to follow. Okay.
Okay, that's perfect.
Can you come by the court and pick everything up and sign for it?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. When should we look for you, this morning or today?
I'll have to come today, right?
Yes, sir.
What time is it?
It's currently 9:39.
I'm gonna ask my mom to see when she available for me. I can go up there right now.
Okay.
I can come up there right now.
Okay. You don't need to rush, but we're going to work on getting that ready for you so that it'll be quick. Okay.
All right.
Mr. Johnson, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
And you probably heard me say this, but if you can't get it done on time, definitely contact us before your due date and ask for an extension. Okay.
Yeah, I heard that, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
You have a good day.
Yep. You too.
Bye-bye. Ms. Rice, I know you were talking to Mr. Wade. Are we toward a resolution or toward trial?
Towards trial, please. I think he wants a jury trial.
Okay. We'll set that up at the next meeting, which is December 29th at 2:00. Mr. Wade will see you in the courtroom at that time.
Great.
Mr. Wade, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Am I free to go?
You are.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Ms. Rice, not right this minute, but pretty quickly. I have a gentleman here on the screen. He is actually got a longer name than his name. He's named Terrius Pye on the screen. Mr. Pye, can you give a wave? And I have him identified in a file as Yusuf Pye. Mr. Pye, is that the correct first name? Yes?
You gotta unmute.
Yes, that's the correct name. Sorry about that.
So he was accidentally placed on my docket instead of your docket. I told him, while you might not be fully ready to vet that case, you might be able to just briefly speak with him today about it. And he would like to do that. Can you work him in this morning?
Sure. Could you spell his first name?
Yes. Y-U-S-E-F.
I'm sorry, one more time?
Yes. Y-U-S-E-F.
Okay.
And he'll be not this next person, but in terms of when he logged in, the person after that. Okay. And your next person, and I hope this was on yours. We had a little problem with the Mr. Pye, you're coming up with that. Okay. So Jacob Whitaker is here, and he was supposed to be on the list. On my list, he did not appear. I don't know if he appeared on yours, but he was scheduled to be here. And he's here and ready to go.
He was on my pretrial docket, so I'm ready.
I'm very glad to hear that. Don't have multiple issues. Okay, so I'm going to, Mr. Whitaker, I'm going to send that invitation over, and Ms. Rice will meet you there. When you're finished, though, you're going to need to come back in to this meeting. Let me find you on my list. Jacob would wipe her or with her.
Okay.
Thank you. And then I'm going to move forward with Tyeria Fleming. She was in and out due to some technical stuff going on. Miss Fleming. Yes, I see you. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Give me just a moment. Let me get your case pulled up. So I did receive your plea form with your information, your financial information. This is one of those cases where we've already entered that plea and found you guilty, but we're trying to solve the balance issue. And I did review your financial stuff or information that you provided, and I found that the best option right now is going to be community service. And I would order 44 hours of community service on this charge. And the due date right now would be the 10th of February. And what I need from you today is to sign the information that we'll provide for how to go about it, where you can go, the rules to follow, and a sheet to follow in order to, successfully be credited. And so can you do that?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. So when can we look for you this morning?
Anytime before 5.
Okay. Yeah, we need you here by 4:30.
Okay, I can make it.
Okay. We'll see you then at the front desk. It shouldn't take very long.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
No, ma'am, I'm good.
Okay. Thank you. You have a good day.
You too.
Okay. And so moving forward, Andrew Brazil, if you could unmute.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I have Andrew Brazil. The
Yes,
screen
that's
set, the
this is
screen,
my,
sorry.
this is my wife's phone.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's fine. I just want to make sure I've got the right file. You know, if it's your matter, you don't want me making notes about somebody else.
Yes, ma'am.
So I did read what you sent me. The way that I'm seeing it, I mean, you did offer to pay $100 a month. The balance is $488.80. Okay, there's an issue there in that I think that that's going to be a big challenge for you, and that's not a criticism of you, but it's a way of segueing into community service as an option here. If we do that, it's 24 hours of volunteer work, and then I can clear this. The release of the ID or the license, that is, because of the dates on the case, I don't release that until I can zero out your balance. So community service is often the fastest way to get there. And it's
Yes, ma'am.
appropriate order in this case. The law says that's what I should ask you to do instead of payment. You're in Gatesville. That can be a little tough because there aren't a lot of nonprofits, but they do have like a Goodwill. They have a couple of food pantries, government offices, and schools, if you qualify to volunteer at those places, are places you can do. If there's animal services, for example, or the library or the fire department, some of those places need that help, and they're willing to sign off and verify with us what you're doing. Just make sure it's a nonprofit.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am.
I would have a due date of the 10th of February. And how does that sound?
That's fine. This is how I was, trying to get this job. I had a good job, paying me almost $3,000 a month, going to work with kids up in Dallas, and that's the only thing that taught me back is an ID or my valid driver's license or an ID.
Okay. So two issues there. The warrant, when I release it, once you sign the paperwork for today, saying you're going to do the community service, then I can release the ID because I released the warrant, and the warrant will hold that ID and that license. But once I release it, the ID gets released. Once you get your 24 hours turned in, I release the license too. And 24 hours you get in 1 or 2 weeks.
Yes, ma'am.
And I release it. Now, DPS takes a little while to unloosen their grip on that hold. But I release it as quickly as I can verify your hours. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Now
ma'am.
you're in Gatesville. So you have two options. The fastest way to deal with this is to come over and sign for it.
Okay.
If you're not able to do that, we can email it, but you have to be able to print it, sign it, and email it back after
Okay.
having it and printed.
I can do that. I mean, my car's got a little trouble now, so I mean, tire wise, and I don't take no chance on the road. I can. You can email it to me. Yes, ma'am. I can get it done and send it back to y'all.
Okay, we'll get that over to you pretty soon. I would
Yes,
say
ma'am.
give it the morning, and if you don't have it by the end of the morning, call us and check on it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
Trying to get taken care of. That's all we'll do.
that's the deal. Don't let it go again. Okay.
Yes, I sure won't.
All right.
You have a good day.
You too, sir. So I'm moving forward then. Let's see, with Cynthia Meza. Meza, you're not driving, are you?
No, I'm sitting in my car outside of work.
That's perfectly fine. I see a lot of people doing that. But every now and then I look up and see someone driving, breaking the law on screen is kind of a bad idea. But you weren't.
Yeah.
To make sure you're staying safe. Ma'am, I have a series of things, and I did have some questions. I did review everything you submitted. We did have a payment plan that's behind, but what I'm showing, to be honest with you, is that I should be ordering community service. You have twins, by the way, I meant to ask you.
I do.
You have a handful.
I do have a handful.
Yeah. So I'm able to order community service, and it would be 14 hours. And you could, you would have 2 months to get that done or apply for an extension. How does that sound? Can someone watch your children?
Well, it's right now at work, they're just picking up. Like today, I'm not getting off of work till 4, and I've been awake since 3:30, and that's like my life every day. So
if you did that, would you be able to make, I can do a minimum payment of $25 a month.
Okay.
You want to do that, or do you want to do the community service?
I would like to make payments.
Okay.
Because my job really doesn't allow too much being off. So.
Okay. So I need a signature on a payment plan today. Can you make a $25 payment today?
Yes.
Okay. And then what's going to happen is it's always going to be on the night. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. When can we look for you? I know you're at work. When can we look for you to come up here and make just a signature and get a printout of the payment dates?
Okay. So they just told us in the morning that we won't be off till 4 today. So I could go straight there.
Okay. 4:30 is great.
And all right.
And we'll look for you at that time. If you run into trouble making payments, don't wait to miss a payment, because you can wind up with a warrant. Come in and talk to us, okay?
Okay.
Stay on it, okay?
All right. I appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Meza.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And since it's after sentencing, that instead of so I'll waive it. So if you'll print the waiver, and what I want to do is when we can get to that. So I know a lot's moving kind of fast. Okay, so we're moving forward. Everybody's still listening and paying attention? Okay, we're going to keep moving. And I know your time is valuable. I will tell you, if you were in court, this really would take twice as long. So at least you're not having to come sit in a courtroom. Alexander Kane, we're going to move forward with you next. Give me a moment to pull up your file, but if you'll unmute. Tell me how you're doing today.
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing well. We did email you some juvenile documents. Did y'all receive those on the email?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Did you have a chance to look at those?
I have the actual papers right here too, like the printed out papers. So
Great.
yeah,
Okay, so today you're 17, is that right?
yes, ma'am.
The first form tells you that you have certain rights. We all basically have these rights. But when you're underage, which you were at the time of the accusation, I think. Is that
Yes, ma'am.
right? Yeah, at the time. And so, hold on, let me go. He was 17. That's interesting because it was May 10th.
Did you? Never mind.
Don't know what she's saying.
I'm talking to the coordinator. Hang on.
Okay, thank you.
I'm saying, look, this is the paper where my PO asked for time served.
I've got that. I've got that.
Okay.
That's not going to be a problem. I just have to get through these other papers if I need to.
She's not telling me. Well, I'm saying you need to show her this.
She's got to go. She
Would have turned 17. Oh, 2020. That's where I'm getting hung up. Okay. Okay. Because at the time of the offense, you were underage, we mailed you these forms. And basically, it's, the first form is really like a Miranda, right? You probably heard it if you watch TV ever. But you're charged with the offense of possession by a minor as a misdemeanor. You have the right to hire an attorney present to represent you. You have the right to have an attorney present prior to and during any interviews or questioning by peace officers or attorneys that represent the state. You have the right to remain silent. You're not required to make any statement, and any statement you may make may be used against you in a court. And you have the right to stop in any interviews or questioning at any time. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have trouble acknowledging that you've received that warning of those rights?
You said what? You kind of like
Do you accept receipt of those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
That I've given them. Okay.
Yep.
The next form is a form that tells you that I need to confirm your address. Of course, I don't like to read people's address over the internet. So the question is, does your address still begin with the 1800 number?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Has anything changed about that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And Mom, that's true?
Grandmother, yes.
Okay. Are you well, he doesn't need a guardian because he's actually 17, but you're welcome here. So the next form labeled number 3 at the bottom right corner basically tells you, Kane, that you have an ongoing duty to keep your address current and to complete your case. And until it's done, you have a duty to keep your address current at all times with the court. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the last form of that group of form, well, it's not the last form. Form number 4 says that basically keep your address current, fulfill your court order, and that way you avoid contempt charges. Okay.
All right.
If you wind up like blowing it off for some reason or not finishing, I can hold you in contempt, which puts a hold on your license, and a second charge can be filed that can cost up to $500.
Okay.
Okay. And then this final form does apply to your situation because it talks about when you can expunge something from your record. And this is a possession of tobacco charge. And therefore that means that when you turn 21, you can apply to have it removed from your record. Or if you participate in a first program, get that removed. Okay.
I didn't hear that last part.
You can apply for an expunction when you turn 21.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the second thing I need to do, I did see your waiver request and I did read the letter from juvenile detention. And yes, I can time serve the money on this. Okay. So that's,
thank you.
That's going to be part of what I do. However, this type of offense, I need to make you aware, requires that you take a tobacco awareness class. And if you don't take the tobacco awareness class, I'm required to suspend your license or your capacity to obtain a license for between 30 to 180 days. So
Okay.
even though I can waive the fines and costs due to that detention piece, I still need to order that you take that class. Okay.
All right.
Have you had an offense like this before?
No, ma'am.
So it is my preference to move you into a deferred. Are you enrolled in school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I can do teen court, which does a better thing for your record. There's a $20 teen court fee, and you would pay that fee, and you would do the class that you're legally required to do anyway, and get it turned in. And I've credited you the other part of the money, and then the case would be dismissed off your record, and you wouldn't get the license suspension either.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, where are you enrolled in school?
Temple High School.
Okay, I don't think we have that, so I'll have to have you bring like your school ID or verification. You can print things off Skyward, that often works. Just showing that you are enrolled. Okay.
Okay.
There's also a $20 cash fee for teen court. Can you pay that fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then your class is not going to be due until February 10th. And just today, also bring your ID for school. Can you do that today?
I don't have a school ID. I have paperwork that says I'm enrolled, so I can bring that up.
That's all I need. It doesn't have to be fancy. I just need the fact to be established.
All right.
The class, let me just talk to the coordinator for a minute. I have some options, and I'm leaning toward the minimum because a time served you on it's 8. Double check. It's online and you have to pay for it. Okay? But it's not terribly expensive. I think it usually runs under, what is it? Probably $50. Are you working, or is there a way for someone in the home to help you with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Sounds like that. People looking up my.
Okay, it's a 6-hour course.
All right.
Okay, when can you come up to the court this morning and do payment? You'll have to do payment and sign your forms and bring
Yeah.
We could do it right now.
Okay, you'll have it pretty quickly to the front desk. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Grandmother, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see you at the front desk.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. Okay, moving forward. Sheila Hollingsworth, if you could unmute, please. How are you, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, how are you doing?
Just fine.
Okay. I did receive everything that you sent me. We have a payment plan that is quite behind. I have really, from reviewing everything, I think the best option would be to order community service.
Yes, ma'am.
And that turns into 25 hours of community service.
Yes, ma'am.
And I would give you until February 10th to get that done. Do you have any issues with me making that order?
No, I don't have any problem.
Can you come up and sign your forms today, please?
Yes, ma'am.
When should we look for you?
In about an hour.
Okay.
Sorry, I was looking at my husband.
That's all right. That makes sense. Okay. We'll see you at the front in about an hour, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Aiden Gillian or Jillian, could you unmute? Where did he go? Oh, hi, Miss Rice. Let me stop Mr. Gillian. I don't see him. Anyway, and move you forward. You were talking to Jacob Whitaker or Whitaker.
Whitaker, I think.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yes.
Where is he, Mr. Whitaker?
So
Here's Mr.
he's right.
There we go.
He's below me.
Sorry.
I was just pointing him out on the screen.
Your screen and my screen don't actually match, but go ahead.
That makes sense. The states decided to dismiss 2 of its citations, the one for September 18th and October 6th. And for the one on October 25th, the state's requesting a reduction of fine to $50 plus court cost. And I haven't discussed payment date with Mr. Whitaker, so I'm not sure when he's able to make payment.
Okay. Let me look at those real quickly. Give me just a moment, okay? I don't have any problems with it. I just need to look at those fines and costs. Are those family cases? Because I wouldn't sign those. I don't think they are because of the costs of them, but they look like PD cases. Are those civil cases or?
Those are criminal cases.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out who signs that dismissal. Me or the
Okay.
hearing. It's sharp. Yeah, that's Dana can sign. Those are filed by code.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I sign them or the hearing?
It's a criminal offense.
Okay, very good. I have no problem with that. And then on the one with the reduction, let me just get a number for Mr. Whitaker. And I think we're good from here. Ms. Warren, Ms. Warren, I'm so sorry. Ms. Rice, Yusuf Pai is coming your way on the pretrial. Mr. Pai, I'm sending that invitation over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Whitaker, I'm just trying to get you a final total and then checking in with you about payment. Hold on just a moment.
Okay.
The one that she is doing the reduction is a current state, October 25th. And so that should be, yes, 414. Yes, to costs plus 50. Yeah, it's funny. Pre-sentencing, I can do reductions. Post-sentencing, I can do waivers. We'll probably have to do that girl before she gets here, but I've already forgotten the name specifically, but I can look at my notes. Total? Okay, your total is going to be $69. Can you pay that today?
Can I pay it online or do I have to go in to do it?
You can pay it online.
Okay, yeah, if I can pay it online, I can do it today. Otherwise, I'd have to wait till tomorrow to do it.
Okay, you can always call the clerk if you're having trouble online. We'll look for you to pay that today.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, and it's the case number 414, and the other two are being dismissed, but your balance online should reflect this change now that we've made it right away. The other two, as you recall, are getting dismissed, okay?
Okay.
Okay,
Sounds good.
thank you. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
I am moving forward with Aiden Gillian or Gillian. If you could unmute.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, are you on the phone or on, what are you using?
Yeah, I'm on the phone.
Okay, so we had an order for you to do a live at 25, a class by November 9th. And
Yeah, ma'am. I didn't get that completed in time. I was just going to ask for an extension on that if I could still get that done.
okay, so here's kind of the problem is that teen court, I don't have any more time to give that extension. The only thing I can do is change what we're doing to a deferred disposition.
Okay.
And
will give us more time to get the course done.
yes, just give me, are you enrolled yet?
In the course?
Yes.
No, ma'am, I'm not enrolled yet.
Why not?
Because I didn't want to spend money on it if I didn't know if you were going to accept it yet.
But I mean, why didn't you get enrolled on time?
I just had a lot going on. My mother ended up getting hospitalized because of the Rona. Had been doing a lot.
Okay, so I'm going to need you to come in and sign your court document because we're changing what we're doing in order to keep you having the benefit of a dismissal.
Okay.
Your course, okay, so your order is going to say that your class is due by February 10th. And
okay.
It's also going to say, you know, you are on a good behavior probation until April 12th.
Okay.
And, I'm, you know, waiting. Okay, you're still in high school, right?
No, ma'am.
Did you drop out?
Yes, ma'am. I'm in pursuit of getting my GED.
Okay, and so the other condition is by April 10th, I also want enrollment in your GED program.
Yes, ma'am.
No, sorry, February 10th.
Okay. That'll work.
Okay. All right. When are you coming in to sign this morning?
I can come in right now.
Okay. All right. We'll see you at the front desk. Okay.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. You have a good day.
Try to stay on target this time. Don't get derailed. Okay. Bye-bye.
You go.
Yes. Okay. Moving forward, I have Leilani Bordeaux. Can you unmute? So, and preferably get on screen so that I can communicate. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. Can you kind of lower your bot, you know, your screen where I can see you? Hi, I'm Judge Person. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm okay. I'm trying to make sure we're communicating. Here's a question I have. Where is your parent? I need a parent to be on screen with you.
I'm right here.
Hi, Mom. What's your name?
Monica, Buckley.
Monica?
Uh-huh.
Last name?
Buckley.
Can you spell it?
Buckley.
Oh, Buckley. Okay. Monica Buckley. That's right. We were seeing that on the screen. So you're enrolled in school, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll need a school ID. I'll need you to bring in your school ID. Can you do that today?
She doesn't have an ID, but she has stuff off of Skyward for Temple High.
Yeah, that's what I've been telling people all morning. I just need
Okay.
proof that you're enrolled. Can you bring that in this morning? Print something and bring it in?
Jonathan, print it.
Yeah.
Okay. There's also for teen court, which is a dismissal in the end if you do it right. There's a $20 fee, and we do that in cash. Can you pay that today?
Yes.
Okay. And then there's a class called Alive at 25. It's a $50 class. You would have to sign up immediately to get a place in that class, and it would be due February 10th. And if you get that done and turn in, you would gain a dismissal. This is a stop sign, running a stop sign charge. There was an accident. And you have a provisional license, and you didn't have anyone 21 or over in the vehicle. There's a violation that they didn't write you for. So I think this is a good option, the Alive at 25 class. But you'll have to sign up and go take it. Are you willing to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
What it'll do, Mrs. Buckley, is prevent your family from paying $234. You will pay for the $50 class, $20 for teen court, and then just get that class turned in, get her there, get it turned in, and you get a dismissal, and I waive the $234. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. How does that sound, Leilani?
That's good.
Mom, how does that sound?
They give us the information. We go pay the $20.
Of course, we don't hold you to anything that we don't. So you'll need to come up here to sign for everything up. When can I look for y'all this morning?
Probably in about an hour or so.
Okay, close to like 11:30.
Yeah.
Okay, we will see you at the front desk. Do y'all have any questions?
Any questions on that?
No, ma'am.
So with her license, I guess I'm kind of confused a little bit. Is all times is it her permit then, pretty much?
Read the license. It should tell you. But so the clerk looked at it carefully. Let me just get her words.
She's on a provisional license, so she has to drive on that with the parent for 6 months. But it'll give them an end date on the back of her license when her provisional is finished.
Okay. So the provisional license was issued October 4th, okay? Normally, that's 6 months where a parent or someone licensed 21 or over must be in the front seat when you drive. You can't drive alone.
So it's kind of
And
like
there should be an end date on the back of the license. Flip it over. It should tell you when that ends.
okay.
All
So
right.
it's like, and then she gets the license and does the 6 months, and then that's over with. Right?
Yes, that should be April, but double check on the license, the specific date.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. We'll see you at the front. Bye-bye. Okay, so moving forward, Adam Plankenhorn. There you are. Thank you. Give me just a minute to get caught up on paper. I'll be right with you.
Thank you.
Here is Kane. I think that's all I needed to sign. Double check me. Okay, and this is on Aiden Gilling. She's the one making payment, right? Oh, that's right. That's the detention center. Here we go. Okay. Plankton Hall. Let me get that. Okay. This case is an assault by contact. And that's just, let me read it to you. Do you have a copy? I think we might have emailed it.
Yes. Let's see.
It looks like this. It's a.
I don't think I received that. I did receive some other stuff, but not that particular one, I don't think.
We have a number of forms, Adam, that we're going to have to get to you. There are some more forms coming in that are important in this case. I need to arraign you and walk you through forms today. And we need to talk a little bit about how this is going to proceed, because I know more forms are coming in, or should be here. So today it says on the 5th of October, you're accused that you, in the city of limits of Temple, that you did then and there intentionally and knowingly cause physical contact with Amber Halford by grabbing or touching the chest area when you knew or should reasonably believe that it would be regarded as offensive and provoking. Okay. So those are the words for an assault by contact. Okay. We're going to send you a copy. Let me just make a note. Through email. Okay. Is the email we're using a good one for you?
Yes.
Okay. And Mom, let me get your name, please.
My name is Robin Clark.
C-L-A-R-K?
Yes, that's correct. C-L-A-R-K. Mm-hmm.
C-L-A-R-K. And your date of birth, please?
5984.
So then let me move on into, I got to bypass all the details of the accusation at this time, because that comes later. Okay. But we did email to you, and I know we emailed a lot of things, but we emailed some blank slips that start with the number 1 at the bottom. Okay.
Yes, I have those pulled up.
Okay, great. Now, Adam, today you are 12, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you know that you're charged with the offense of assault by contact. Is that correct? You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And assault by contact really means any unwanted touching. Okay. So I've had all kinds of things that I've seen. I've seen elbows, I've seen hands. Sometimes I've seen throwing an item, okay, hitting someone with the item. That's actually an assault, okay? So people often think this is a beating, and that's not. If it's a beating, it's probably moving up to a class B, okay? Unwanted touching. I even had years ago at the high school, I had someone walking down the hall, and this other person stood in their way, refused to move, and really made it so they were smashed into them, you know, and that was, the jury found them guilty. So it's any unwanted contact that a reasonable person would look at that and say, I wouldn't like that either. You know, uninvited attention that results in a touch or contact. Okay. If it's not, you know, if somebody tries to do it and doesn't make contact, then it's known as an assault by threat. Carries the same penalties, but there's a designation difference there. Okay. So I just kind of want to get clear with you about how the law, you know, the laws are like tools. They're real specific, right? You don't use a hammer on a screw, right? So words have meaning. So this is specific to contact, unwanted contact. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I just want to know that you understand. It's real important to me. You get it. What I'm saying. I don't know the case. You know, I just know as a judge, I'm supposed to be making sure. And at 12, you're just over the line in the legal system. Mom, do you feel like we understand the nature of the charge?
Yes.
Okay. And then the next thing is, Adam, you have the right to hire an attorney to represent you, and you have the right to have an attorney present to advise you during any interview, questioning by police officers or attorneys that represent the state. Okay. And that translates into, shortly here, I'm going to ask for your plea to the charge, and that is a form of questioning. Okay. So you don't enter a plea if you're trying to invoke the right to go talk to an attorney, hire an attorney. Okay. Do you understand that before you enter a plea, if you want to talk to an attorney, we just stop and give you that time?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll talk more about that in a moment. Okay. You also have the right to remain silent. You're not required to make any kind of statement, and any kind of statement that you make may be used against you in court. And you have the right to stop any interviews or questioning at any time. I'm going to ask when you come in today that you sign a form as to these, that you've been informed of these rights. So my question to you now is, do you understand these rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Mom, do you think that he understands?
Yes.
And the next form then has a number 2 at the bottom. And before we get to that, I'm going to go ahead and just quickly take Miss Right. So y'all just freeze for a minute and get that form pulled up, and I'll be right back with you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Rice, I know you were talking to Yusuf Pai. Do we need to reschedule? Where are we heading, or do we know yet?
I think that we may reach a resolution, but he's requesting to view discovery. I could not find a discovery hearing date for him, but the state's not going to be ready for discovery because we're really short-staffed until January. And then Mr. Pai said that he had some obligations in January that would necessitate him from being out of town. So I'm not sure when in January he's traveling, but if we could possibly schedule it in January and just work around Mr. Pai's schedule.
Okay, I'll work with him. I'm going to advance you forward, Mr. Pai. I have a question that I'll ask you in just a moment, but I'm going to move Ms. Rice forward with Preston Jimenez. And so, Mr. Jimenez, let's see, let's find you. Just accept that invitation, move on over to that breakout room, and when you're done, you're coming back in here, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Here you go. Thank you. Mr. Pai, I have a court date available for discovery. You're going to actually have to come here to the court in Temple. And I know you live in Cedar Park area. I was looking at January 26th. I don't know what time. It's in the afternoon. Let me get a time. Is that a date afternoon that you can be here?
Give me 1 second. Let me just check my calendar real quick.
Sure. Me too.
January 26th is Wednesday.
Yeah, court. That type of court is always going to be on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I think I can make it. I don't have anything else on that one.
Okay. Okay. I think what we'll do is put you at 2:00. Okay. And we're going to send over something for you to sign.
Do you have anything in like the early morning?
No, we only do that afternoon.
Yeah.
We have something else we're doing.
Yeah, I'm picking my kids from school.
And no way to make any other arrangement given that you have 6 weeks notice?
Yes.
This is not a problem that I can change all of court structure to work around. You have to see, here's the thing that, if you want a trial, you're coming here and you're spending maybe half a whole afternoon. So it's the same problem for this.
Okay, sorry.
And, there's just, if you can't go through a process and not show up for that process.
Okay.
The Constitution requires that I follow certain steps. And in the end, if you really think about it, you're glad that I do it. But I have afternoons.
Okay.
Can you do that afternoon?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just double check what's available. Okay, we have 3 time slots available, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 3 o'clock. Which would work best?
1 o'clock.
Okay, we'll do 1 o'clock. Sometimes we start a little early, so come on in. Maybe we can get you done and get you safely back home, okay?
I'll make it down there earlier.
Yeah, we usually start right on time or a few minutes early. We schedule people. Discovery will bring you in pretty quickly, okay? We're going to email that to you, and we need a signature today. And I think we sign it or just confirm it by email. I think you just, do they sign?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll send it to you and just email it back to us today, okay?
Do I need to print it out and sign it, or
Yes.
there's not like an e-signature or anything?
E-signatures are not legal.
Okay.
Unless the parties agree. Courts can't do that. The nature of what we do is not, it's contentious.
Okay.
And so I need a legal signature, not an agreed signature. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
But you can take a photograph of it and email it to the court on help, online help.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Thank you.
Am I done? Do I need
You're
to?
good. You're good to go.
All right. Have a good day.
Hey, Mr. Pye. So Adam, we're just back to that form number 2, okay? And that one, I'm just trying to confirm that we have the right address. Is the address there the right one for you?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, we'll have you sign that when you come in, okay? The next form, I just highlight, right now, this is an obligation. You have an obligation to keep your address current until your case is completed. So that means a 0 balance or a dismissal, whichever is appropriate for your situation, okay?
Yes.
Mom, are you the parent that will bring him to court today?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I'm putting your date of birth in there too. And I'll just check everything, make sure I have it right here before you sign. But a lot of times people will think, and that's why this form is legally required, they'll think when I turn 18, I don't have to pay it, so I'll just I'll wait it out. That isn't true. And I really have to tell you that if you blow it off in any way, you wind up with you can't get a license. Okay, so, and I have the right to hold you in contempt. So this form says until we're done, you've just got to keep your address current at all times, okay? All right, that's all that it really says. It's a lot of legal language and it tells you how to do it, but that's the net effect of that form. And then the 4th form that has a number 4 at the bottom, that one, again, tells you that if you don't follow a court order, when I make a court order at some point, if there are things for you to do in the court order, then if you don't do them, you can be held in contempt and more charges can be filed against you, okay? So just whatever we do or need to do in this particular instance, I don't know yet, but I'm supposed to tell you up front, you've got a duty to follow orders if I make orders regarding your case, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And then the last form, Adam, tells you specifically that if you're found guilty of an offense before you turn 17, when you turn 18, you can apply to the court and ask that it be removed from your record, okay? Now, we also sent you an assault by contact form, or maybe we didn't send it. Let me just look at it. Hold on. Did we send them contact form?
I did not receive anything besides what we just went over.
Okay, very good. That helps me. Okay, I've got 2 of them, but I don't need 2. Okay, so I have 2 options available for you. I think that the prudent one is that we reschedule you. The prosecutor is working on those other forms that she is getting from the way that cases file through the school system. There are some procedures that are required to be followed. I anticipate that that's going to happen, and I don't want to send you away, lose track of you, and then have more happen, and we're not finding you to get you back in. So what I would like to do is reschedule you for 2 weeks, and we come back in. We'll email the information once we get it in so that you have an opportunity to review it. Okay?
Okay.
Because I don't think you should enter a plea until everything that is required to be there is there. Then you can look at it and then you can decide which direction you want to go. Okay?
Yes.
So I just need a signature on the reset and a signature on the those forms that just tell you of your rights and duties. Okay?
And so I'll need to come in and sign the signature on forms and signature of reset today in the municipal office.
You and Mr. Adam Plank.
Okay.
You and Adam both need to come in. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And then what we'll do is see you back online in 2 weeks, and we'll go from there once you have all the information.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Then are y'all heading over?
I have my lunch break at, I probably can't get off work till 1, but is it all right if I come on my lunch break at 1?
Of course.
Okay.
So I'm resetting. Now, right now, my next date on that reset is the 28th. Is that going to work for you all for another Zoom meeting?
On December 28th?
Yes.
Now he actually will be down in Fort Worth at his father's for Christmas break. He goes down there, and then he'll be coming back, I believe, after the 1st of January. And I hate to ask you, but is there anything after that we could go to?
Absolutely, yes. And so availability, I'm going to check with the clerk. Availability on the 4th or the 6th.
The 4th, yes.
Okay, how about January 4th?
We can make that work.
Okay, then that's what we'll do.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. And Mr. Plankenhorn, we'll see you shortly.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. Bye-bye. Okay. And Ms. Rice, I know you were talking to, hold on, Preston Jimenez, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And so where are we with this matter? It's a registration charge.
I think we're headed towards a resolution. So if we could just keep him on his current final pretrial date, I think we'll get it resolved before that date.
Okay, January 12th at 1 o'clock, Mr. Jimenez. We'll see you here in the courtroom, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You
Ms.
too.
Warren, thank you. Bye. Ms. Rice, let me move you forward to Emily Hinojosa. And Ms. Hinojosa, is she still here? Are you here? Maybe she'll be back, but let me move you forward so that people aren't waiting. Then we have Andy Arzola, and Mr. Arzola moving you into that pretrial breakout room, okay? Just accept it and come back here when you're done. And okay, and then I am moving forward. It looks like with Harold Thompson. Let me get your case pulled up.
Hello.
Hi, how are you, Mr. Thompson?
Great. How you doing?
Good, good. Thank you for waiting.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I have a couple of things. Let's see. Let me just kind of get a re-review. I read everything that you submitted. And hold on. I don't know if you need any of these. There are 3 cases that we need to address. One is a expired motor vehicle registration charge from
Yes, ma'am.
November 8th. If you pay that, the fines and costs are $151. Let me just look real quickly and see. There's some more information I need to get out of the file. Okay.
Yes.
So hold on just a moment. Was he on time?
Yes. So he was on time.
Great.
Um,
Yes.
After the stop.
Okay.
Yeah, he must have had insurance on another vehicle.
Mhm.
So
Switching over
Yeah.
maybe. Okay, and have you been able to get Mr. Thompson the registration completed?
No, ma'am, not yet.
What time frame wise? What is that going to take?
Probably about a week or so.
Okay, because right now I have you extended to December 13th, but since we're standing here talking, if that date's not going to work, because that's pretty quickly, that's like 4 days.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you need another week perhaps or so?
Yes, ma'am.
Say 2 or 3 weeks.
3.
Okay, why don't we say that we're going to meet, if we need to, on the 28th of December? And if that's, if you've already turned it in, I need to give you some tips on that, but I can extend you to the 28th, okay? Let's start with that. And I'll set you for Zoom in case we need to talk about it. But if you get everything turned in, it cancels, okay?
Yes.
So that's the first thing. When you go register your vehicle, you need to tell them, I got a ticket. There's an $8 penalty fee. You have to pay it.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
when you bring it over here, it's that penalty fee is supposed to be on there for us to dismiss the $151 ticket.
Yes, ma'am.
Ultimately, you're still going to pay a lot less. When you get here, you pay a $20 dismissal fee under state law.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
But really that amounts to $28 plus the registration. $8 over there, 20 here, and you dismiss that $151.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a net savings of about
Yes, ma'am.
$15 and some change. So I can extend you on that one. Then the insurance case, I had a couple of questions about the insurance you submitted. And the
Yes.
first one is, was there an accident here? I don't think there was.
Ma'am, you're cutting out real
I'm
bad.
sorry, let me get a little closer to the microphone. Was the vehicle, it looks like we called and the vehicle was added the day of the stop? Is
Yes,
this a
ma'am.
new-
Early in the morning, and when the cop stopped us, we didn't have no card or nothing on the phone to show proof of insurance.
Did you have it insurance on another vehicle and then you had
Yes.
to add this one?
Yes, ma'am. My other truck broke down, so I had to get my other one. I just got this one fixed and just changed the insurance on it, and then we got stopped.
Okay, I can sign it. So I'm dismissing that ticket today.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm legally, I have enough leeway to do that. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
And then there was a speeding ticket.
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on. I just need to make notes so I don't lose track of what I'm telling you.
Nope. No problem.
Judges have to keep memory, and people always said judge never forgets. And I said, only a judge that takes good notes will never forget.
Yes,
So on the speeding, we had extended you to the 13th. My first question for you is, do you hold a regular Texas license? Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you been to a driver's safety course in the last year for purposes of getting a ticket dismissed?
No, ma'am.
If you wanted to use that option on this ticket, let me talk to you a little bit about that. The
Yes,
ticket is $254. Okay.
Yes.
Now I showed, that money's tight right now.
Yes, ma'am.
So I have two options available on that ticket. One would be to pay the court cost, which is $144, I think. $144, and then you have to show insurance, license, and pay the $144. And
Yes, ma'am.
we set that up on a date specific.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you have a 90-day window, and anytime during that 90-day window, we need back an approved for ticket dismissal driver
Ma'am, you're cutting out. I'm sorry.
And if in that 90-day period, we need back an approved course for dismissal in Texas and a copy of your driving record. The
Yes,
course will run less than $50, sometimes less, about 30.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a range, but just make sure it's approved for ticket dismissal. And
Yes,
your
ma'am.
driving record is going to run you, I believe, $12. You go on DPS website and you print it yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
And it has to be the right one. It's called a 3A record. We put all this in writing. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So in the end, you pay less than your ticket. But I also know you have a hardship right now looking for
Yes.
work. So the other option, if you didn't want to do the driver safety course option, we could look at a deferred disposition. And you would do, let me calculate. And you would do 13 hours of community service as a
Yes.
condition.
That'll work.
And you would still get a dismissal.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to need you to come in and sign for these.
Yes, ma'am.
And so this morning, when can you get here?
About an hour.
Okay.
Well, excuse me, I got a doctor's appointment. I'm sorry. What
Okay.
time? I got to be there before 4:30.
Okay. So you can come
I
before
can be there before 4:30. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that's all going to work out.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll have everything at the front desk for you. Okay. There'll be a list of places where you can do the community service. Those
Yes,
are
ma'am.
and then those are your safe bets. And
Yes,
then
ma'am.
there'll be instructions for how to find a provider if those don't work for you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Thompson, do you have any questions?
You went now?
You go to the municipal, forgot where we went.
Yes, ma'am. My wife just asked me a question.
That's
She
fine.
had to come down to the municipal building.
Yes.
Yes,
Great
ma'am.
it's great that you have a wife that will help.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
All
We'll
right.
see you. We'll see you at the front desk here in an hour or so.
Yes, ma'am. You have a blessed day. Thank you.
You too, sir.
No,
Yes. Ms. Rice, you were talking to Mr. Arzola. Are we moving toward a resolution on this?
I think we have a resolution, Your Honor. He requested to do a deferral. I'm okay with that. He is under the age of 25, so they'll have the driver safety course on top of that. And just
Okay.
a regular terms of deferral on top of the driver safety course and a
Thank
90-day deferral.
Okay, paying Mr. Arzola, can you pay today?
Can I do it by this weekend, or does it have to be today?
Well, she recommended 90 days. If we're doing 90 days, it's got to be paid today
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
because we don't have time to track it.
Okay.
If you need more time, that's perfectly fine, but we're going to move it to 100. Nothing else about it would change.
Okay. So I can pay it online?
Yes. Are you paying today?
Yes, I'll pay it today then.
Okay. Yes, you can pay it online.
I didn't realize that rule.
Yeah, it just has to do with how we can track things.
I understand.
So Mr. Arzola, on that 90-day, let me get it set up and I'll just hold on. Once I have it set up, then it's okay to pay it. I don't want to trigger a problem with you getting convicted. The deferred is to avoid the conviction. So I just want to make sure that's going to run smoothly. So hold tight right there and I'll be right back with you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to need to get a signature. And so Mr. Arzola, just think for a minute if I'm emailing it to you and you're getting it back to me, or if I am sending it to you. I mean, you're coming by the court, because it sounds like maybe coming by the court isn't quite so easy. Ms. Warren, your next person is Andrew Lopez.
Okay.
Mr. Lopez, I'm sending you the invitation. Go to that meeting. There you go. Okay. And Ms. Abernathy, you're actually next. I saw you're having a little technical stuff. I'm glad you're back. Okay. And Ms. Neal, let me talk to you for a moment if you can unmute. Kaya or Kia Neal.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. How are you, Ms. Neal?
Good.
Okay, let me get your file out. I looked at it yesterday. We have 2 cases. There's a speeding charge, May 6th. To that charge, you have pled not guilty. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wanting to move toward the trial process there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then on the expired driver's license, you had pled no contest. But
ma'am.
I, just one moment. I looked at it and I think you were trying to turn in a Texas ID and to do a dismissal, and I'm not able to do that.
No,
So,
I didn't try to turn it in. No. No, it was I was supposed to have went and tried to get an appointment with the place to get my driver's license.
okay. So,
Trying to turn in my ID.
right, you brought us your ID. On the license charge though, I'm trying to talk to you about your driver's license. You've pled no contest to that charge. The fines and costs are $181. I am showing that I can order community service. Give me just I can order community service on that charge. And it comes out to 9 hours of community service instead of payment. And it would be due January 11th.
Okay.
And I need you to come by and sign off on that. And I also need you to come by and sign for your contested pretrial process.
Okay.
Because that's a Zoom meeting and then it's a live meeting too.
Okay.
And so I'll need you to come in and get set up for that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So when can we look for you to be here?
I can be there probably about say 2:30.
Okay, we'll see you
How
then.
long would it take? Because I have to get my baby from Head Start at 3:15.
Gonna take about 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And we're close to Head Start, so that'll work out. We'll see you then, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm good to go.
Yes, you are, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Arzola, I'm signing your agreement order. I need your signature on it. I can email it to you if you're able to print it, sign it, and email it back to us.
Can I stop by there to sign it?
Absolutely.
I get off at like 3.
That's fine. Just come straight over. That way you have a copy of your order. Because what's going to happen too, because you're required to do a driving safety course, it's going to be due January 11th. So you're going to want to get on that, because actually, even though those classes are required 6 hours, you can log in and out, and they really don't take as long as you think. They go pretty easy. Okay.
All right.
All right. We'll have everything at the front desk for you. You can pay online, or when you come in, you can just deal with all of it at once. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. It's ready for you.
All right. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, Ms. Charisma, we're just waiting. And I'm so sorry. I know you're a nurse, but it's just how it unfolded. But
It's okay.
I've been very aware, because my daughter's a nurse, that you're probably insane. But I'm just glad we can do court online now. It does help. I see more people than I used to. When people had to come in and wait for hours, it was kind of tough. So it may seem like a lot, but it's better than it used to be.
Thank you.
I keep calling you Miss Charisma. Miss Abernathy, sorry.
That's okay.
Kind of a cool name, Charisma. That's a neat name.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Did you? Let's check it. She's got a final pretrial, so we'll deal with it then. That's just the no-show pile of pretrials. I'm gonna go through those now. Thank you. Okay. Andrew Lopez was here. I don't know what happened. But he has a final sentence, so we'll get it sorted out. Janasia White just did not show up. That's that one. I've got my Foster, Tyrone Foster, just a no show. I had a question on Mr. Foster, Tyrone. I can't tell if he entered a plea. It says a plea was entered in August, and then the printout shows it's pending, as if a plea and a judgment was not entered. So I'm just was trying to sort out that detail. What does that plea say at the top? The plea at the top just says a plea was entered. So it says in August, that plea there in August. Yeah, let me see what that says. Because she looked and saw that and just put plea entered. But it may not be that a plea was even entered. And I think not. I think he was he pled not guilty. So he has a pretrial on expired motor vehicle on January 12th, and we need to move this to that one. And that way we have a better chance of talking to him about it. Okay, because that's actually the only other pending matter. He may even think that he's supposed to be here for that. Yeah, and may have assumed that it all got moved there because, well, actually it should have.
Okay.
There we go. Mr. Herlack is just a notion.
Judge Persons,
Yes, ma'am.
are we just on hold for a minute?
Yeah, Ms. Rice is who you're meeting with. She's got
Okay.
one person that she's with, and you're next.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Let me look and see. Elijah Morris. If we've got a class in, we didn't know, right? Yeah. Did we check the emails? What a shame. I don't think we have any. Okay. Yeah, he definitely got notice. Dang. Okay. Financially, I think it was going to be a difficult job, but I was hoping, and then do a deferred today if you couldn't do the class, but you gotta show up. Okay, it's just a no show. Okay. Okay. Yes, ma'am. On Lopez, sorry, Andrew Lopez. I'm going to get back to you. That was sorry. Where are we with this matter?
I think we're going to head for trial, Your Honor.
Okay.
And I see that he's set for a final pretrial on December 29th, but we are really short-staffed, so he wants discovery before trial, and I don't think I can have discovery done before December 29th. So is it possible we could do it in January instead?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
Mr.
great.
Lopez, the state needs
Yes,
time.
ma'am.
They are very thorough in what they give you, and it takes more time than they have, especially with the holiday. So that final pretrial,
Okay.
that final pretrial that we had set for December 29th needs to move to January 26th. I can give you 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, or 3 o'clock. I would recommend 1 or 2 because discovery will give you need a little time. 2 o'clock might be good on that date. Will that work?
2 o'clock is fine. And I just have one question. As far in regards to taking the trial, would the cost of court increase, or it's just a flat rate of the 144?
It can increase a little because jury fees get added.
Okay. Do we know like kind of rough estimate?
I think it's between $5 to $15.
Okay. That's no.
Yeah. So I need your signature on this reset. Can you come by the court to sign and get copies?
I cannot do that today. Probably this coming Monday.
Wouldn't be able to do that. I need to email it to you. Email it back. Okay.
I could do email. Yeah.
Email. You got to email, print, sign it, and email it back. Okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll email it to you. But we do need it. We do need it today.
And then I guess, okay, then all the information as far as like for the discovery hearing, be emailed to me as well.
No, you're coming in to get it.
Yeah, but okay. But as far as a date, what was that date again?
January 26th at 2:00.
Okay.
Okay, we'll email everything to you in writing, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, and Ms. Warren, Ms. Abernathy is your final.
Okay.
Okay. Rinse, repeat, rinse, wash, repeat. Let's see. Okay, we're good here. Okay, so he's got things on everything that was pending. He is indigent. And he went to jail. 6/14. Check. He was okay, not showing up because I can time credit him everything. All right.
So I wasn't sure what to do on this. I wasn't
Yes.
sure if I changed that number or I don't know.
Okay, so what was it originally?
It was 270.
274, and now we've gotten it to 174, right? So I took off $100.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I do is I go to other
Okay.
and I say indigent. So I waive that $100 to defer to. She's indigent paying. And yeah, I was standing there and they're like, well, everybody knows you can't do a reduction after they've already been sentenced. And I was like, and I was like, well, what do you do? And Ryan's like, all you do is waive it in the interest of justice or whatever. So the thing is, like, it's a justice issue to me if your income is such that your ticket, because you're sentenced the same way a wealthy person is, and then they can pay it this month and you're going to take 12 months. So that's really unfair. So really, we should make it like, I can't do anything about your court costs. So to me, you get your court costs done and a payment. That's approximately the same thing as this. It's not the same because it probably takes you 4 months and they didn't take them. We can't get all the way there because the court costs. If we could say, what can you pay this month? And that's going to be it, or what I determine you can pay. But that's not, that's what the law acts like we're supposed to do, but they don't give us the tools to do that because the state wants the state's court cost and they're not going to lower them. Never seen them get lowered. Oh, of course. So, Ms. Rice, Ms. Abernathy, I'm glad y'all took a moment to talk. Where are we on this matter?
We reached a resolution. State's requesting to do a deferral. I think she can make payment tomorrow. So it'd be 120 days and just regular conditions.
Okay. Yeah. No class required.
No plus. I don't think that I'm sure she's over the age of 25. Yeah, she is over the age of 25.
Yeah. A little bit over. So payment is on 12/10.
I believe you'll have to confirm with Ms. Abernathy. I think so.
Ms. Abernathy, can you pay in full tomorrow?
I can.
Okay. And can we email you this document? Have you print it, sign it, send it back to us today?
Yes.
Okay. Is that easier than coming by?
Either is fine. I work around the corner. I get off at 4 o'clock.
You want to come by and do it?
I can come by. That's fine.
Okay. All right. We'll have everything at the front desk for you. It won't take you very long.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll see you then. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Any
Hey,
questions?
I did. I have a quick question about Mr. Pye.
Yes.
When did we reset him for?
January 26th at 1 o'clock.
Okay. Okay, that was my only question.
Okay. Have a lovely day.
All right, thank you too.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Yolanda. Bye.